all together. Wami Masananyuak. Ho-ee-oh, hey. Ho-ee-oh, hey. Ho-ee-oh, hey. Ho-ee-oh, hey. Yah-wee-oh, hey. Yah-wee-oh, hey. Yah-wee-oh, hey. Yah-wee-oh. Yah-wee-oh, hey. Yah-wee-oh, hey. Yah-wee-oh, hey. Yah-wee-oh. Katabatash, thank you, everyone.
Good morning. Welcome. Mashpee is known as the land of the Wampanoag. We acknowledge that they are the earliest known stewards of this land we inhabit and benefit from.
We recognize the unwavering relationship that exists between the Mashpee Wampanoag tribe and their traditional territory.
They are what their name means, people of the first light.
On Race Amity Day and every day, we want to acknowledge, honor, and support the Wampanoag's resilience and ongoing efforts for sovereignty and acknowledgement of the truth.
In December, Tribal Chair Brian Weeden said, "While the injustices inflicted upon us cannot be erased, we can look to the future, a future of freedom, a future of prosperity, and a future of peace."
Good morning, Kui Kwasin. If everyone could please stand. Any men, if you could remove your hats. Manaka Nikonahachik, Katabatanamu Wachi Wami Kiakwasanish, Katabatanamu Wachi Kisak, Katabatanamu Wachi Anakwasak, Katabatanamu Wachi Aki, Katabatanamu Wachi Sipawash, Katabatanamu Wachi Katahanash, Katabatanamu Wachi Wami Awa Asak, Katabatanamu Wachi Wami Natonkwasak, Ananamani An Namanat Wipi Wanikak, Ananamani An Asinat Wipi Sompwak, Anach. Creator and ancestors, we thank you for all things. We thank you for the sky. We thank you for the stars. We thank you for the land. We thank you for the rivers. We thank you for the oceans. We thank you for all animals. We thank you for all of our relations. Help us to see what is good, and help us to do only what is right. Anach, let it be this way. Home.
Well, the definition of race is a categorization of humans, and the definition of amity is friendship. So that's what we're celebrating today, right? Friendship. Humans should be friends. We should all be friends. That's what the day's about. It sounds so simple, doesn't it? Yeah. So we celebrate it today, but we should live it every day, right? And so that's why we want to talk about it today. And we're going to have a lot of speakers come up throughout the day and talk about it, and some amazing musicians and other performers coming up here today. If you have any questions, there are a bunch of our Race Amity Day committee members roaming around. You can ask them. They're wearing name badges. And I want to thank the committee, Richard Donovan, Teresa Donovan, Rachael Hicks, Winnie Johnson-Graham, Trish Kelanui, Rowela Kent, Richard Klein, and our fearless leader, the chair of the Mashpee Inclusion and Diversity Committee, J. Marie Stevenson. Thank you. And now I'd like Richard Donovan, a member of the Baha'i faith, to come up and talk about the origin of Race Amity Day.
Thank you, Dan. In 1912, Abdu'l-Baha traveled by steamship from Haifa, Israel, to New York City. Abdu'l-Baha was the eldest son of Baha'u'llah, the founder prophet of the Baha'i faith. The essential message is the oneness of mankind. Abdu'l-Baha spent 7 months crisscrossing this country, speaking at universities, churches, hotel ballrooms, town libraries, and individual homes, spreading the message of unity. He saw great promise in this country, its democratic system of government, its expressed concern for individual rights, and the embracing of vast numbers of immigrants to this country for freedom and opportunity. He also witnessed the deplorable treatment of a great number of its citizens. At that time, there were 10 million African Americans living in this country. 1912, there were lynchings, there were burnings, there were a vast number of injustices perpetrated on this population. He testified that the scourge of racism must be eliminated if this country is to achieve any lasting peace, any meaningful and lasting progress.
In 2015, Governor Baker signed a proclamation nationally recognizing Race Amity Day as the second Sunday in June. And the Mashpee, at the time Selectmen, now the Select Board, followed suit. So now I'd like to ask the Select Board Chair, Andrew Gottlieb, and Vice Chair David Weeden to come up and read the proclamation.
Whereas Massachusetts supports the Great Seal of the United States of America, which bears the inscription E pluribus unum, which translates from Latin, out of many one. And whereas the greatest asset of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts is its people, and
whereas friendship, collegiality, civility, respect, and kindness are commonly shared ideals of the collective citizenry of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and whereas the Towards E Pluribus Unum initiative has invited communities across the United States of America to join in introspection and reflection on the beauty and richness of the diverse peoples of this great nation, while reaching out with a spirit of amity toward one another annually on the second Sunday in June. And
whereas House 2745, Chapter 163 of the Acts of 2015 of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts establishes the second Sunday in June annually as Race Amity Day, and therefore we, the Mashpee Select Board, do proclaim Sunday, June 12th, 2022 to be Race Amity Day in the town of Mashpee, signed by all members of the Mashpee Select Board, myself, Vice Chairman Weeden, John Cotton, Tom O'Hara, and Carol Sherman. Thank you.
At the Portuguese American Association, the Navigator, we're celebrating the Day of Portugal. And it's very easy for me to get all my Portuguese friends together and go to the Portuguese American Navigator on Day of Portugal. But that's not exactly what I did. I brought together a table of friends, some Irish, some Cape Verdean, Lithuanian, to bring them together and to learn about the Luso culture and to drink and to eat and to dance and to have fun and to build that amity across the races in our community.
Good afternoon. How are you guys doing? There's more people out there. Good afternoon. How are you guys doing? That's much better. That's much better. You're alive. You're awake. You made it through this COVID. When everything happened, a lot of you guys thought certain people were really good people until, and I'm not going to go far back, but when something negative happened during COVID and you said, you know, what about that? And they were like, yeah, but. Nobody should ever say, yeah, but when it comes to somebody's rights. Nobody should ever say, yeah, but, you know, you say you're a good person, you want things to change, but what are you guys doing? What is anybody doing to make your community better? I don't wait for somebody thousands of miles away to tell me, hey, you guys need to shake hands and get together and work together. This is your community. This is where you are. I don't really watch the news because I'm not letting somebody else dictate how I feel. I feel I want you to like me. I want to help you out. I see you, I'm going to say good morning to you because I want you to have a better day. I'm going to see you. I might not agree with everything you do, but you know what? I respect you as a person. You know what? Have a good day, and I want you to pass that on.
I was born an optimist, but the optical illusion of progress confused me. So I became a cynic profusely because falling soothes me. And yeah, I know the word vomit's hard to swallow, but stay with me through the shadows, because where I'm going, you're gonna wanna follow, but fasten your seatbelts, because my rabbit hole comes with a kick and a throttle. And at the end of the day, when the record is played, we choose to evade the karma we've laid, but everybody gets paid, right? The truth will not be slain. It thrives in our veins like blood in the sand, like a hooker in church, like a mother with a plan and a child with a curse. The things that we say can never be reversed. So make sure you rehearse. Because love is a contract, and it comes with a clause. We're all just people. We all have flaws. But at the end of the day, the only words that matter are yours. Your words matter. Let's be kind to each other. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Really appreciate that warm welcome. And it's so good to be with all of you. I'll be brief. I see the rain is maybe changing our plans for the afternoon. It's so good to be with all of you. It's great to be here as well with my colleagues. We have a fantastic legislative delegation, a bipartisan delegation that works to represent Mashpee and all the towns on Cape Cod and the islands collaboratively. My colleague Dave Vieira is here, who I represent. We both represent Mashpee in the legislature. Also my friend and our neighbor just to the east, Representative Kip Diggs, is here, and it's good to be with both of them. Also, my colleague Senator Sue Moran was here earlier today. And this is really special. On June 6, in June 2016, Governor Baker signed into law a proclamation proclaiming the second Sunday in June as Race Amity Day, as a day for people across Massachusetts to come together from all walks of life, from all backgrounds, from all races and ethnicities, to try to have a little more amity, a little more collaboration, a little more understanding of one another. And in this very fraught time, at least nationally, we need more days like this. And to be here in Mashpee, which has such rich heritage in our community, whether it be the First Peoples here, the Mashpee, the Wampanoag, our Cape Verdean community, more recent communities of color. I think of our Jamaican communities, the communities that help fuel our seasonal economy. This is kind of the richness of who we are and what we are.
Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for coming. And thank you to this great committee that took over this particular job. And it's not just members of our Mashpee Inclusion and Diversity Committee, but also people from our community who you've met, like Richard and Teresa Donovan and Trish Kalanui. I'm going to mess up her name, I always do. But anyway, was that good? Okay, good. So I'd like to introduce you to these two young ladies here. This is Jaden Bryant and Amna Iqbal. And they are on our committee too, Mashpee Inclusion and Diversity. So we always have high school representatives. And they were also supporters and very much involved with this other project. That's why this other committee was taking care of this, because we were taking care of another one. So I hope that when you entered here, you would see these two beautiful photographs. And a lot of people see them, and they think that those were done professionally by an award-winning photographer who we used as a consultant, Becky Field. But these are all done by high school students at Mashpee High. Please go to the library through August 20th and take your time, because in this exhibit is a beautiful photograph and the person's story and a QR code where you can listen to students. Amna, are you in one of those? Yeah. Okay. Amna and Jaden. Amna is her family is represented in this exhibit. And I want to read for you so you know that the photographs of these people, these wonderful people in Mashpee, are people who have come from other countries that live right here in Mashpee and have businesses, and we want you to know that. And here are the countries that are represented if you go to the high school, to the library rather. Morocco, Belgium, Armenia, India, Jamaica, Indonesia, Brazil, the Philippines, Ireland, Pakistan, and China. Right here in Mashpee, guys, okay? So it's good to know that we do have more diversity than you might imagine.
Spirit. Can you make it louder? We are all one spirit. Everybody. We are all one spirit. We are all one spirit. We are all one spirit. Keep singing. Living on the earth. We all have a place in the circle of life, which has given us birth. We are all one spirit. We are all one tribe. If we can only come together and create a positive vibe.
How's everyone feeling today? I've reached that point in my age where I have to put glasses on. In 2015, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Senate and House of Representatives approved an act that established the second Sunday of June each year to be celebrated as Race Amity Day. The purpose is to recognize that the people of the Commonwealth are comprised of multicultural, multi-ethnic, and multiracial citizens, and to encourage civility, respect, and kindness as commonly shared ideals to reflect on the beauty and richness of diversity while reaching out to others with a spirit of amity and observing this day in an appropriate manner. Although Race Amity Day is important to recognize, it is fitting for us to practice what we are advocating, not on one day of the year, but rather on every day of each year. Richard Donovan recently was quoted as saying, "Amity is not a common word these days, but it simply means friendship." Dan, who introduced me, a member of the Mashpee Inclusion and Diversity Committee, recently stated, and I quote, "We want to raise the town's consciousness, to consider embracing people who might be different or not in the majority. We want people to be less afraid, to open their minds and hearts, especially with what's been going on in this country regarding social justice issues." And Paul Rifkin recently shared a quote from Bertrand Russell, a well-respected British philosopher. Asked when he was 80 years old what message he would like to deliver to future generations, he said, "If we are to live together and not die together, we must learn a kind of charity and a kind of tolerance which is absolutely vital to the continuation of human life on this planet."
Good afternoon. You know, I'm honored to serve the town of Mashpee as the town planner, and I'm uniquely positioned to facilitate a truly inclusive process that welcomes the diverse melting pot that composes the town of Mashpee to share your goals, your visions, your hopes and dreams for the future of the town, and that's truly a rewarding process, but it is really measured by the participation of the town's residents and the community members that compose the special place that we live. The town has an adopted comprehensive plan, and it was adopted in 1998, and a lot has changed since then. And along with the planning board and town staff, there's a lot of work to do to compose a modern and updated document that reflects the goals and priorities of the town moving forward. And I'm really here just to invite you to participate in that process in whatever way is meaningful for you.
Don't go away, folks. I know it's a little bit of rain, but there's room under the tree, and it's not raining under the tree. And before I introduce our final performers, who I think could probably stop the rain from what I've heard, I want to thank everyone for coming today. And I want to thank all our speakers, performers, sponsors, and supporters. A special thank you to the Mass Cultural Council for funding this festival. And thank you to Pena Sanitation Services for providing the portable restrooms. Thank you to Polar Cave Ice Cream for the ice cream. Thank you to Coffee Connection for the coffee. And thank you to Mashpee School Superintendent Patty DeBoer and Mashpee Public Schools for printing services and its ongoing support for everything we do. And thank you to Mashpee TV, especially Chris, Justin, and Robert. Justin and Robert have been working hard all day so that you could hear us. And they also promoted the festival and provided all this sound, and they're filming this festival as well. And thank you to the Mashpee Baha'i for inspiring us to have the Race Amity Day Festival. Thank you to the Mashpee Wampanoag Tribe and the Mashpee Enterprise
check 1, 2.
for their ongoing support. Thank you to the town of Mashpee, especially the Select Board and the Department of Public Works. Thank you to all our table hosts, the trustees of reservations, Save Mashpee Wakeby Pond Alliance, Native Land Conservancy, Cape Cod Verdean Museum and Cultural Center, and Friends of the Mashpee Wildlife Refuge. And a real big thank you to the amazing Race Amity Day Committee, Richard Donovan, Teresa Donovan, Rachael Hicks, Winnie Johnson Graham, Chris Kellanui, Rowela Kent, Richard Klein, and our fearless leader, J. Marie Stevenson. My name is Dan Kupferman, and I've enjoyed sharing this uplifting day with you. Thank you. I have an introduction for you guys, but you don't need it, so it's my pleasure to turn things over to the Groovalatos.
Microphone check, it's about to get wrecked. Got that stockpile of beats that'll make you snap your neck. What does 808 mean?
That's a drum machine.
What does 808 mean?
That's a drum machine.
Say, what does 808 mean?
That's a drum machine.
Yo, let me hit you with that beat so you can see what I mean. it's about to get wrecked. Got that stockpile of beats that'll make you snap your neck. What does 808 mean?
That's a drum machine.
What does 808 mean?
That's a drum machine.
So what does 808 mean?
That's a drum machine.
And y'all already heard that beat, so you should see what I mean. Yeah. I'm the strongest sack, that's why I'm the closer. Your stuff is out of whack, that makes you a poser. Out of tune with the back and track and you calling it music. Picking up the instrument and don't know how to use it. Out of the tour, I'm the only one that's rising. How can you solo when you suck it and separize it? I spit consciously without using any cursing. Oh no, my phone died, I can't read the verses. I'm just sitting around, that's not how I operate. If you phony, that's just something I can't tolerate. When I'm in the studio, yo, I don't need my lyrics. All I got to do to snap on the beat is hearing like microphone check. It's about to get wrecked. Got the stockpile of beats that'll make you snap your neck. What does 808 mean?
That's a drum machine.
What does 808 mean?
That's a drum machine.
So what does 808 mean?
That's a drum machine.
You already heard that beat, so you should see what I mean, yo. On keyboard, Marlon, the funky professor.
This is a joint just for real MCs.
Hands in the air, but you don't have to freeze. The boom bap attack will bring you right to your knees. Mumble mouth clowns need speech therapy. This is a joint just for real MCs. Banging from the Cape to the West Indies. Coming at you straight from 130. I stand to the mic and say what I please. 808. Groovalados in the building. The Groovalados in the building. Yo, hey. I said the Mashpee Wampanoag that I represent can quote the 120 or the 5%. It's an old tradition, something that you did not invent. And the fraudulent rap lyrics that you present, you're delusional if you think your rhymes are good. Maybe you should stop re-rolling backwards. That's all a fantasy, you can say what you want, but just like hip-hop, I was born in the Bronx. Just like DJ AJ, I could pass the test, because 1520 Sedgwick was where I was blessed. All you MCs talk about checks you cash, but tell me what you know about Grandmaster Flash. A lot of these new cats remain in the dark about how Cold Crush Brothers got live in the park. Shout out to the OGs who put in mad work, mad love and respect to my elder cool hurt. What does 808 mean?
That's a drum machine.
What does 808 mean?
That's a drum machine.
What does 808 mean?
That's a drum machine.
Hey, y'all already heard that beat, so you should see what I mean. Yeah. Chuck B on bass.